There are three numeric types in Python: integer, float, and complex. Variables of numeric types are created when you assign a value to them. So, for example, x now becomes integer, y becomes float, and z becomes complex. To verify the types of any object in Python, we simply use type. As we have practiced it before, simply use print types x and it will tell you what data type belongs to it. So if we run python main.py, we see that x is integer and class float is on y and z is complex. Now we try to deep dive into one by one. So we start from integer first. So this is an example of integers. As you see, x, y, and z is all of them are integers. Even though it has minus value, it's also considered as integer. To prove it, we can output it onto terminal and see that all of these variables contains integer. Now we move to float. Float or floating point number is a number positive or negative containing one or more decimal. This is considered as float. This is also as float and z is also as float. Now if we print on terminal, we see that all of these variables contains float. Float can also be scientific numbers with an e to indicate the power of 10. So I give you the example for this. Now it contains number with scientific value to indicate the power of 10. If you want to be clear, we can print it to see the output for every line of this. So I remove type. Now we can see the output. See, the first one has 35,000, 12,000, 120,000, and etc. Now we see how to implement complex value. This is complex value x equal to 3 plus 5g, and also y equal to 5g and z equal to minus 5g. So if you want to see the output, also I want to print the output for each value, not only to see the data type, but also I want to see the value for every variables here. So now when I run python main.py, now you see that, sorry, I think to remove type here, not here, but here. Okay, yeah, 3 plus 5g and 5g and minus 0 minus 5g. So this is how the complex number are written with a j as the imaginary part. You also can do type conversion. You can convert from one type to another with the integer, float, and complex method. So example, we try to convert from one type to another. Let me remove this first. Okay, now this is convert from integer to float, and this is to convert from integer to complex. And the last one is to convert from integer to complex. If we see the result, now if I run python main.py, as you see that now a become a float, b become integer with two value, and the last one c with complex value. As we see that the output has parentheses, and inside this it has 1 plus og value. So if you want to see the data type of each variables, also can put type there, and then we print with python main.py. It shows now that the first one, a is class of float, b is class of integer, and complex belongs to c. We move now to random number. Let me close this first, and I would like to put it like this. Now we talk to number. Basically, Python doesn't have random function like this, but it has a built-in module called random. So if you want to use it, you need to import it first like this, because this is a built-in module. And if you want to, let's say, a random and run range from 1 to 10. Now if I print a, it will output to 2, from 1 to 2. So it will choose randomly the number from 1 to 10. So now if we print once again, it changed to 7, and also 9, 6, 5, 3. We doesn't have 10 yet. 2, 2, 2, 9, 8, 3, and so on.